Hi everyone, how's it going? It's me, Nina. Nina Simone, Toltec Shaman, Crystal Healer from Crystal Sun Healing. And I'm just going to wait for a few minutes and allow everyone to hop onto the stream. For those of you who joined me last week, we worked on the root chakra, and this week we're going to be working on the sacral chakra. So for those of you who are just jumping in, please say hello in the chat room. Say where you're from. And I'd love to hear some of your thoughts and experiences and some feedback of what happened last week for those of you who participated in the live. Hello, welcome back. And so for me, we worked on the root chakra, this wonderful mandala that I drew. And I noticed for me, I was completely just grounded and just like really present, and everything that I said that I wanted to do, I got done. So this week we are working on the sacral chakra. Let's see. Hello, Minnesota. Hello, North Carolina. Oh, next time maybe try refreshing the screen. I didn't have anyone else that said that their screen was black, but hopefully that doesn't happen this week. So since we're working with the sacral chakra, I have orange just to like get into the vibe. And this is around the time. Hello, Georgia. Hello, Tamara. It's good to see you all. Those who are just joining on, it's good to have a blank piece of paper. If you happened to draw or a blank piece of paper to draw your idea or conception of the sacral chakra, I'm choosing to just stick with the Sanskrit chakras so that it's just a little bit easier. And I just kind of drew this with a pen. And let's see, have your crystals. This week I'm working with flowers. Since I'm in Mexico right now, these are very abundant, and it's wonderful energy to put into a grid. Quartz crystal. Whatever you have, the purpose of these grids are so that, you don't have to have a lot to make the most out of something. And so we want to bring it back to the basics. We want to be able to maximize and optimize with the tools and resources that we do have. And so last week, we worked on the root chakra, and every day I added a piece of reishi and a piece of like a cacao bean, and I smudged it, and I breathed my intentions and my I smoked to clear the grid. I didn't smudge it because technically that's a politically incorrect term. But I used smoke to clear the grid, and this is just some copal. And the affirmations and the intentions that I built into my grid last week, I breathed those into my grid, and that was like my everyday daily meditation. And so this week, once again, we're working with the sacral chakra. I found my chakra necklace that I got from a lovely lady in Croatia. She sent this to me as a gift. So I'm going to be using this in my grid. So even if you don't have loose crystals, you can use crystal jewelry, crystal necklaces. Last week, I worked with the spiral. And this week, I'm going to work with the square. Because for me, so the sacral chakra is about passion, creativity, and emotions. It's governed by the element of water. And so for me personally, I'm working with the square because it helps to stabilize and bring a little bit of balance to my emotions and my creative center, because I can be very expressive. My emotions can sometimes be quite animated, to say the least. And so, once again, while you're working on building your sacral chakra. Actually, before we get started, I'd like for everyone to just take a deep breath in and get grounded. We're just going to call in our guides, call in our higher selves, call in our ancestors or angels, whoever you work with, to help us hold this space so that we can be fully present for what we are co-creating here today. And we're just going to take 3 cleansing breaths, breathing in through your nose and exhaling, breathing out through your mouth. 2 more times, breathing in, exhale, breathing out. Last time, breathing it all in. And exhale, breathe it all out. Beautiful. So you can take this time to take your hands and place it in that area right below your navel or on top of your navel. That is your sacral region, also known as your sacred region. And you can just take a moment to connect to that region and ask your body, what's going on? What do I need? What needs to be addressed? Do I need more healing energy? Are you connected to it? Is it active? Is it underactive? Is it overactive? By asking these questions, it's going to tell you a little bit of the type of energy grid we're going to be building today. Just taking that moment to connect, feeling the emotions, feeling the creative energy. Awesome. Okay, so let's see, in the chat. Would being around water heighten a sacral chakra meditation? Absolutely. I actually spent my day today at the hot springs, and that's one of my favorite ways to connect. And it just so happens today was a sacral chakra meditation day. So the element of the sacral chakra is water. So first you have earth in the root, and now we're in the sacral chakra, and now it's water. Okay. So a little bit about the sacral chakra. So when you're working with the sacral chakra, if you want to do the meditation, the Sanskrit meditation that they do in yoga, the seed sound is vam, and you would just pronounce that like vam over and over and over and over again, just really connecting with that. And then there's also a mudra that you can totally look up. I'm not going to get it too far on that tangent. It's governed by the moon. It's also governed by the water element. Its color is orange. And some fruits or foods that you can consume to really tap into this frequency is mango, citrus, squash, any kind of orange, sweet potato. And for those of you who are just joining in, don't forget to hit the like button and please subscribe. So anything orange, you can use sweet orange essential oil. You can use tangerine essential oil. Anything very sensual, jasmine essential oil. Rose also, even though technically rose can be used on all the different chakras, it's very high vibrational. And some of the affirmations that I wrote on my mandala is all things related to the sacral chakra. So I feel loved. I feel good. I am creative. I am sexually liberated. I sense. I'm radiant. I feel comfortable expressing my sensuality. I am expressive. So these are all things related. Oh, grapefruit essential oil is also great as well. These are all things that are related to the sacral chakra. Anything that just really opens you up and allows you to get into that creative zone. And a lot of times when your creativity is heightened, you can also feel your sexual energy. And so your sexual energy and your creative energy are essentially the same. It's the same Kundalini energy that's rising up from the base of your spine into your root. And so you can choose how you want to use this energy to create. This is creation energy. And so that's why if you're ever like really in your creative space and you're organizing or you're drawing or you're illustrating or you're creating music, whatever gets you in your creative flow, you can literally place your hands on your sacral, and a lot of times it will feel warm because the energy is flowing. And so this is the mandala. All right, this, once again, if you want to use a shape, before I use the spiral, and this week I'm using the square. So make sure you have your crystal grid, okay? I have one of these. You can go to a metaphysical shop, you can go on Amazon or wherever you choose to shop, and you can purchase one of these. This is copper. You can get them in wood. You don't even have to have one of these. You can use a blank sheet of paper, but I love these. The flower of life, because it contains all of the sacred geometry within it. And so we're working with that. My shape, I'm going to place underneath my grid. So my square for stability. And for those of you who are just joining in, once again, so the triangle is for sending out energy. It's very masculine. It's for manifestation. Oops, just 1 second. Okay. Okay. The circle is the feminine, and it's for fertility and connectedness and bringing things together. The squares for stability, protection, grounding. The intersecting triangles, also known as the Metatron's cube or the Star of David, is about merging and fusion and overall chakra healing. If you really don't know what you're working with, this is a great one to work with because it just kind of gets everything. Same with the flower of life. And it's also good for clearing and purification. Let's see. The heart is for love and relationships and harmony. So if you are working on some healing some emotional wounds and traumas in your sacral chakra, this is a great shape to work with, the heart. Then, of course, the seed of life, which is the very center of the flower of life, that's about new beginnings, new shifts, new chapters. You know, it's like the very beginning. And I think that pretty much covers all of the shapes here. And once again, you can work with multiple shapes, but understand what the shapes are before you start getting too complicated. Because, like I said before, the more simple your grid is and the clearer your intention is, the easier it is for the energies to manifest and to support you. So if you have like 20 different intentions and you've got 20 different shapes, the energy is going to be a lot harder to ground and manifest for you. So you may not see it until, I don't know, maybe 5 years from now. It'll happen, but it takes much longer. So if you just focus on 1 to 2 things and then have your affirmations to support your intentions, then that's really going to help you. Okay, so we talked about the shapes. So last week we did the root. Now we're doing the sacral. And what I'm actually going to do is stack my sacral on top of my root. You don't have to do this, but I'm doing this because I like to build on top of things. And that's just my nature. So I'm placing that there. I have my master crystal. For those of you who are just joining in, please say hello in the chat. Tell me where you're from and hit the like button, please. Okay, so this is our master crystal. You don't always have to use this one. Sometimes I use my organite pyramid, which is a combination of several different elements, and that's also great, but that's going to be another video. So I have this beautiful generator. That's going to be my main one. I have orange calcite. Orange calcite is excellent for purification and creativity and sensuality. And it's a good artist stone, and it's also good for supporting abundance. So this can actually carry on into your solar plexus grid as well. So I'm working with these. I'm going to put these down. So, and since I'm working with the square, and then also I happen to find my ocean jasper. Ocean jasper is quite lovely stone. And it comes in several different colors. If you want to learn more about it, I did a video for it, as well as a video for the orange calcite. And 3 of 3s, yes, I will eventually be doing a grid for all the chakras. I'm just working my way up and seeing where spirit is guiding me. And so I hope everyone will continue to join in, because I want to keep sharing more information in these lives with everyone. So ocean jasper is about calming the emotions, purifying the emotions. It's really soothing, and it's almost like a hug from the ocean. So this is also going in my grid. And then, of course, I have my clear quartz crystals. Okay? And so working with your crystals, make sure that you cleanse and purify all your crystals beforehand. That really helps. It's like, do you really want to wash dishes with a dirty sponge? It's the same thing. So if you have any kind of burning incense or a candle or whatever element, or even water, you can run some of these underwater. Make sure they're not water soluble or they break down. And you can use the intention to cleanse and clear these crystals. And I'm placing my clear quartz down. I'm going to pick this up in just a second so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. And since this is in the season where I am, I have these wonderful elements from nature. I love working with flowers. Flower energy is powerful. It's all about the blossoming. It's fresh life. It's vitality. It's the energy of the sun, the marigold. And the marigold also provides protection. And they're kind of like lights for this spiritual realm, which is why they use them in different rituals across the world, from India to Mexico. They are used for protection. And so the ancestors, it kind of lights the way because they're just like lanterns. So these are going to also go into my grid. And then if you're feeling extra fancy, you can use this. I have my chakra necklace that I'm going to go ahead and place into my grid as well when I place it on the table. So I'm going to show you right now what I've been kind of doing. So I have the orange calcite in every corner because I'm working with the square. And then I have the clear quartz going around to help reinforce the energy. And then I have the marigold in the center to just add on to this energy. And this master quartz generator right here is amplifying all of the intention of this grid. And I'm using ocean jasper to hold anchor down the fourth corner, okay? Because I'm working with the square. So if you're working with the heart or the spiral or the triangle, please place your crystals as you see fit. If you want to take it a step further, you can connect with each crystal, close your eyes, and ask, okay, where do you want to be placed? And how do you want to be placed? And then you just kind of place it there. A lot of times they'll let you know if you are sensitive and you allow the subtleties to come through. The ultimate thing is to trust, okay? Trust that you know what you're doing. Trust that you're doing the right thing. There's really no wrong way for doing this. Let's see. Could amethyst work for replacing clear quartz? Amethyst could work. It depends on how you program it. And so, amethyst is more of a third eye crystal, but clear quartz is something that I recommend for everyone to get their hands on, because it can be used for anything, and it can make any other crystal times 2 or times 10. Okay? And last but not least, I'm not going to put this directly on my grid. I'm going to use the element of water and have it near my grid because it's governed by water. And let me grab this really quickly. This is my lucky shungite that I use as my activator crystal. And so you can use your hand or you can use a crystal. And you start from the center, and that's to be connected with the crystals of this grid. State your intentions, state your affirmations. And you can generally start to feel the energy start to activate with your intentions. And then from there, just take the crystal to the outside and draw the shape and the flow of energy of the grid. So I'm drawing the square of my grid. I'm going to actually pick it up and show you what I'm doing. Pray that I can hold all of these. Okay, so starting here to activate it, and then I'm just going to the 4 corners because I'm working with the square this week. And because I'm stacking my sacral on top of the root and just building on top, I'm going to also set the intention for these energies to continue to build upon each other and to work together. And so that is that portion of this grid. So now I'm going to just open up the floor for anyone and to share their experience who joined in last week, or some of their, if they have any questions for this week concerning the sacral chakra, some of the activities that you can do, anything that's really creative. Just start typing questions in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. It's awesome that we have people tuning in from all different corners of the United States and of the world. So I was saying last week that I noticed when I started working the root chakra that I was waking up and everything, all my intentions, they were manifesting like super fast. They was like lightning fast. And my follow through was really strong. Like I didn't even have to question it. I didn't even have to work hard because those were some of my intentions. Anybody else? Did you guys have any feedback? Did you notice anything from building your grid last week? You use orange calcites. What other crystals are strongly connected to the sacral chakra? You can use carnelian. You can use, of course, orange calcite. You can use amber. You can use clear quartz. You can use citrine. You can use, I'm trying to think of all the orange crystals off the top of my head now that I'm thinking about it. You can use fire agate. You can use onyx. Make sure it's not black onyx. And of course, if you don't have all of these crystals, you can use ocean jasper. Let's see. Amber citrine. You can use jasper. And there's so many. Basically, if you stay within the frequency of orange, that's pretty much going to give you the orange feedback that you're looking for. You can also incorporate a little bit of gold. And of course, like I said, some of the essential oils. You can use some of the fruits. You can use orange peel. You can use grapefruit. You can use any kind of citrus. So be creative. And that is the essence of the sacral chakra. One of my intentions was safety in my environment. And after placing my affirmation on my grid, I definitely started to see it manifest around me. Whoa, that's amazing. Yeah, the root chakra definitely represents safety and security. And it's your foundation. I mean, that's where everything starts. So, and less fear. That's good. That's really good to know. Because when you get out of survival mode, then you can start creating. And that's also why it's important. Also, why I like to build on the chakras. Let's see. How do you know personally if your sacral chakra isn't in alignment? Well, a good rule of thumb is like, are you feeling into your sexuality? Are you feeling into your sensuality? Do you feel connected to that area? Do you feel creative? If not, like it's not flowing, and you have to start asking yourself why. What blocks do I have there? And if you want to know more and you're not able to do those self-diagnosis on your own, then you can always send me a message and we can book a consultation. This is what I do. I'm an energy healer. I'm a crystal healer, and I help people get back in alignment. My business motto is literally removing the blocks to connect the dots, and those dots in this case happen to be the chakras, in case you were wondering. Will Crystal Grid help overcome fear? So it's all about the intention. You are the one that overcomes fear through your intention. Like everything else, this is a tool. Crystals are tools. Metals are tools. Everything that we have outside of ourselves are literally tools. We do not have these magic pills that society tries to sell us because we are the ones that actually do the work. So my job here is to remind you to be empowered and realize that all the answers do lie within you. It's all about knowing how to access them and utilize them to the best of the ability. Can you do the work without any of these things? Absolutely. But, like if you're trying to put a nail in a piece of wood, you can technically use your hands, but wouldn't it be easier if you use a hammer and then you use that hammer properly? So that's a tool, and it's all about the proper application of the tool. So if you build a grid to help with your overcome fear, I suggest you work with the root chakra, and or send me a message if you really want to know more about that, or find your own trusted energy healer. You can overcome that. And because fear is truly an illusion. Fear is something that is based on what the ego's telling you based on the unknown. So once you realize like, oh, I just kind of like assumed and made that up in my head, it doesn't exist. Holy moly. And then you make that make sense in your energy matrix, and it's like light bulb moment. Yes, Amber. Yes, if you go in the description of this live, my website, crystalsunhealing.com, is located, and you can book a session with me there. And you can also send me a private message if you get lost, and you can also find me on social media and send me a message there as well. I am looking forward to working with this chakra because I have problems with being comfortable in my sensual, intimate, sexual self. Man, a lot of us do. I hear you. And that's why we're here to do the work. And that's why we are working on this collectively. You're so welcome, Amber. Thank you. So, all right. So if anyone has any other questions, we're going to kind of shift gears and move into the readings portion of this live. Last week we did readings. I have where you can send payment pinned in the comments in the chat. In the chat section. So $11 for one card, $22 for two cards, and $33 for three cards. So let's see. I'm going to see if I have any prepays, and I I know Tamara. We're going to go ahead and get your one card reading. Tamara, what is your question? What's your general question? So that I can start shuffling the cards. Well, I'm going to do the collective reading actually first. So, yes. So, and let's see. I'm working with my tarot deck. And, oh yeah, how's everyone doing? I know there's a lot going on in the United States, and I have intentionally been minding my own business because I'm pretty sure the world is going to let me know what the outcome is. I'm not someone that likes to really dig into too much suspense because it just adds to anxiety for me personally. But, holding space for all of you out there and whatever that is. But this is the realm of crystals. So let's do a collective reading. Let's see what's happening in the collective right now. Exhausted. Yeah, I woke up kind of frazzled myself. But, with Mercury going direct, makes me very happy. That means we can start doing our outward communication once again. Okay, so the first card I got. Ooh, Seeing the One. So this is a future card. So seeing the one is a very interesting archetype because it's all about seeing yourself as the one that you are looking for. And so once again, not relying on something outside of ourselves to be our savior, to not be our magic pill to come save us, because we are the ones. We're more than capable. We have everything that we need. Think of us as like an acorn. If you look at an acorn, it comes with all the instructions that it needs to become a huge, beautiful tree from the get-go. And so we are that acorn. We have that DNA genetic blueprint that allows us to see what it is that we can manifest into. And so seeing ourselves as the one is the first card that I have. And this is a realization that we can only see when we do introspection. And Tamara, before you forget, please let me know what your one card reading is, what subject that you want to receive guidance on. The next card that I have is Imbalance in the Positive Polarity. So this is a very fascinating card because it talks about, pulled this card last week actually for someone. And so an imbalance in the positive polarity is when you're overly positive, or what they call toxic positivity, when there is a lesson at hand that needs to be addressed, when you need to come back to reality and see that there is a lesson, there's a 3D lesson at hand here. And so, for example, instead of saying, oh, you know what? My wallet was taken over here because obviously I needed to learn this super high level lesson, when in reality, your wallet was taken over here because maybe you were not present and you didn't realize that you were a little scattered and you left your wallet over here and somebody else picked it up and placed it over there for you. So it's having that 3D reality, that perspective that things occur as a result of your own actions and not because how do I say this? And not because there's something outside of you trying to teach you a lesson. But it's about taking responsibility for the reality of things. That is this card. The next card that we have is Good Intentions. So this is the card that shows up when, there's a saying like, the pathway to hell is often paved with good intentions. So you can go in headstrong and think you're going to just like save humanity. You're going to do these things. You're going to save the kids. You're going to feed the hungry and all these things. And then it ends up blowing up and setting on fire. It's like this dumpster fire of hell. And you're just like, oh my gosh, what happened? And it's because you're so focused in this positive polarity that you're not seeing everything else. You have like tunnel vision. You're not seeing what else is going on. So really, this reading is asking you to widen your scope of perception so that you can see that you're the one that's going to save yourself. You're the one that's going to create the revolution. You're the one that's going to create change. Nobody's going to come and save you. I hate to tell everyone this, but this is a reality and this is a fact. And this is very good. But the awesome thing is you can totally create this change. And it starts with you. When you do these grids, when you work on yourself, you're not only healing yourself, but you're healing your family and the people around you, and then it continues to ripple out. And then when people see that you're doing something good and that you're shining bright and you're nice and radiant, then they're like, I want a piece of that pie. And you're like, well, actually, I created this pie. Here's the recipe. You can make your own pie, and we can have pie together. And it's just this wonderful pie party where everyone's happy and everyone's doing the work. So literally what I'm saying is you are helping to create change and healing the world by leading by example. But you have to see that you are the one. You are the one. Nobody else is. You are the one. Technically, we are all the one, and we are one. But you have to understand your individual part in this journey. All right? So that is my collective reading for everyone. And for those of you just joining in, I am doing a special rate of readings. One card for $11, 2 cards for $22, 3 cards for $33. And you can ask any question, general finance, what's happening. My favorite readings are like, what the hell is going on in my life? Excuse my French. As far as this sector. And you can find the links in the description, and it's also pinned in the live chat. So Tamara is up first, and I'm going to pull a card for her. Looks like she's like, okay, am I manifesting my angels? Oh, that's an interesting question. I guess the question is, how should I answer this? Of course you are. Our angels are already here. You don't have to manifest them. They talk to us. And we have to literally unclog the earwax out of our ears and take the sunglasses off our face and take the barriers of unfeeling away from us. And so that we can thin the filter, create more connection. Create more connection so you can understand. So let's see, but we're going to see what the card has to say. Tamara. Oh. So I got for you the World card, Tamara. And it's never too deep. It's a very good question. A lot of times people ask how to get in touch with their guides, how to get in touch with their spirit guides, animal, totem, whatever. And a lot of times it's already there. But you have to think of yourself as a crystal with mirrors all around you, and those mirrors can be like the facets. And our job, as when we are born into this world, our mirrors are clear, okay? Then we have these experiences that throw mud, splatter onto our mirrors, okay? And some of us, we're pretty good at wiping those mirrors clean after every experience. And for those of us who thought they cleaned some of the mirrors, or they keep going and they didn't get around to clean the mirrors, then they become what some of us call jaded or tinted or shaded. And so they are seeing through a different lens. And so they try to clean it, or maybe they're not using the right tools. But as we get older and we start to turn our focus inward and do our introspection, do our shadow work, do our work, then we're able to see, oh, wait, my mirror or my window to see out and in is dirty. Let me get some you know what? I need a pressure cleaner. Let me pressure clean this window and get it squeaky clean. And then you start to see. To bring it back full circle, you are the master of your world. This is the world card. You can have whatever you want. And your angels want to give it to you, Tamara. They just want you to sit down and do the work. They want you to listen to what they're saying. A lot of times we hear, there's a difference between listening and hearing. We hear what our guides are saying, but we don't always listen. And our guides, they don't shout at us. Our intuition does not shout at us. It's that soft, subtle whisper. It's kind of like if you're a little kid and your grandma is like, I don't know if you should do that. And you're like, it's okay. And you keep going. Like, grandma's not going to shout at you unless, of course, it's like mortal danger. But you didn't listen, and then you trip and you fall in the mud. And you're like, okay, you're going to learn. And so bringing it back to this, the world card, Tamara, you got this. You have them. And these 4 right here, these are like your guardian angels. They're always around you. You're in your marble. They just want you to listen. They want you to keep on cleaning, keep detoxing, keep meditating, keep connecting, keep wringing out your sponge, keep doing the different routines that allow you to reconnect back to yourself, okay? So that, absolutely, I can say that I've been hearing but not fully listening. And sometimes it's a little bit harder to listen, but it takes time because we have this thing called the ego. So if there's anyone else that wants to get a reading tonight, go ahead and make sure you say something in the chat. If you haven't hit the like button, please go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already subscribed. And let's see, if I don't get another message, I'm going to log off for this evening and let you know that next Wednesday, next Wednesday, actually the following Wednesday after that, I'll let you know on a post. We'll be doing the next grid for the solar plexus. And so a good way to prepare for that is tune in, look for things that are solar plexus related. That's your willpower center. But ultimately, I really want you to keep bringing your focus back to your sacral chakra and planting those affirmations, those intentions, keeping it within these grids. Keep building on your root chakra and your sacral chakra, because honestly, your solar plexus chakra is one of the chakras that you don't necessarily work directly with. It is a product of the result of the balance of your first 2 chakras, just so you know, which is also another. I'm not going to get too deep into that. So if you keep working on your first and your second chakra, your root and your sacral, it's going to automatically activate and balance your solar plexus chakra. When your solar plexus chakra is out of whack, it's because usually your root or your sacral chakra is out of balance. So if we start tending to the basics, it's going to bring us to the next level. And then when we get to the next level and the next level and the next level, it gets more and more interesting. I love teaching about this type of work, and I love incorporating the crystals. Do I have any meditations for the root chakra? Actually, if you go into my playlist, I have a chakra meditation that you can do, and it hits all of the chakras because I don't always necessarily like to focus solely on just one chakra, although I like to build upon them. And if you watch my live stream from last week for the root chakra, it's going to give some tips about what you can do for the root chakra. You can go back and build a grid. You can even have two grids side by side. So working on your foundation is going to be paramount. And you can work on your sacral chakra and work on your root chakra at the same time. And if you want to know more, you're always more than welcome to go on my website, crystalsunhealing.com, and book a session with me. You can connect with me on social media. I'm on Instagram, crystal_sun_yogi. And I'm also on Facebook, crystalsunhealing.com, where I share lots of information, lots of tips on all of my social media. And yeah, and this channel is all about connecting with everyone in the community. So, okay, let's see if anyone else got a reading today. Okay, I think this is it, everyone. I want to thank everyone that has joined in. And once again, please hit that like button. Please share this video and subscribe and connect with me on all the other different platforms. And I hope to see you soon. And I'll be posting in the community when the next live. It's always going to be at 7 p.m. on a Wednesday. You can count on that. Next week, I'm going to be traveling, but then I'm going to come back. And so you're going to have these next 2 weeks to really focus on your root and your sacral chakra. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.